Just ahead, when Luther starts singing,
we all join in. So stay with us. Yeah!
Well, it's also a good day to cool off in some water, and a unique subsea concert had about 400 divers and snorkelers rocking it under the sea as they explored part of the continental United States' only living coral barrier reef. A jewelry heist here in the metro leaves a shop owner with a hole in his ceiling and an empty inventory. As News 9's Kaylee Bourgeois explains, it was a very elaborate break-in and burglary. She's live on the story at Oklahoma City Police Headquarters. Oklahoma City Police are trying to piece together what led to 2 shootings and 4 scenes in Bricktown early this morning. This fire exploded from 82,000 acres to more than 240,000 acres in less than 24 hours. But the boy had been outside in the car so long that not even the shade from this large tree could keep him alive. They want the lawmakers to hear from them and how it's personally affecting their education. They fear that their dreams and aspirations may be squandered because of this, that they can't live up to their full potential. And Mayor Joyce hopes to have the city regulations complete within the next month. On the scene, on the story, on the scooter, Jessi Mitchell, News 9. Under the bright lights of the Pumpkin Theater, a local star is being honored for his role in the lives of hundreds of kids who grew up here. But shh, he doesn't even know it yet. Arriving in style to flashing lights, Robert Moore enjoyed celebrity status on a special night. Of the 900 students under his leadership from 1966 to 1996, more than 270 of the Pohai Chorale members made their journey home from near and very far.
In Los Angeles.
Clearwater, Florida.
Dublin, Ireland.
In Houston, Texas.
Boquete, Republic of Panama.
Orlando, Florida.
Sioux City, Iowa.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, and I teach high school music there.
The impact he's had is clear for these alumni, and they had a mission to perform some of their favorites for their favorite teacher. Rehearsing for the first time together just hours earlier, the award-winning singers say the memories come flooding back.
He would stop you in the hall and ask you to sing a specific note.
Mr. Moore demanded excellence at a time that I didn't even get what that was.
Some have even gone on to perform professionally all over the globe, all because of him.
Had I not found that love of classical music for Mr. Moore, it wouldn't have happened.
For Moore, it's a birthday he'll never forget.
You'll never know what it means to me and to my family. I loved you then, and I love you now.
In the fellowship hall at Fairview Baptist Church, history is a familiar subject.
Even though we've gone our different ways, we have that one experience that will bond us for life.
Each of these 5 men and women were just kids in 1958, but they made an impact that changed the course of history.
We all work together for a common cause for America.
Marilyn Looper is the daughter of Clara Looper, the teacher turned activist who helped lead thousands of young Oklahomans to fight for equality.
Being a history student, Miss Looper was the type to bring history to life.
The lessons she taught have stuck with these students for decades. Marilyn says the most important of which is to have tough skin.
We were able to take the spits and the cussing and the kicks and the coffee and even the chimpanzee that was thrown on me.
The Oklahoma History Center has dedicated 2 exhibits to Looper's legacy, but historians and sit-inners admit it's a fading one.
Still, around the country, there's a misconception that the sit-in movement started someplace else. It started right here.
That's why 60 years later, the sit-inners want to make an impression on younger generations.
They need to know you have not had these opportunities all the time, and you need to understand why you have them now.
For these dogs, training is synonymous with playtime, but this severe weather season, they're prepared to save lives. Piles of concrete like this are perfect for simulating disaster. A firefighter usually plays the victim, but this time I volunteered to be buried alive, and canines took turns catching my scent. It's a weekly exercise.
We train year-round for this time of year.
Major Andrew McCann says canines like his partner Leia can pick up a human scent from quite the distance, but she's really seeking out her favorite toy, which is her reward for a job well done.
all they're doing is playing hide and seek. It's a game to them, and it's fun, and they enjoy it, and it's not work.
Even though Leia and other young dogs on the task force have yet to respond to a real crisis, McCann is confident they'll be ready when the time comes.
We do this so much. To her, the game doesn't change. It's the same game.
But these dogs have changed the game when it comes to search and rescue after a tornado.
What took us days on May 3rd, 1999, took literally hours on May 20th, 2013.
So firefighters say if you do become trapped, try not to panic because help is on the way.
The most important thing that you can try to do is conserve your energy.
And if you stay patient and calm, eventually one of these canines will show up to save you.
Good dog. You found me.
Firefighters will be right behind them.
Try to follow the instructions of the rescuers that are coming to assist you. We will find you.
And the firefighters aren't working the dogs too hard today in preparation for the storms to come.
It's pretty miraculous to me.
Armed now with a brand new heart monitor, Sergeant Donnie Koger has been on a mission to get back to his Southwest OKC patrol as quickly as possible. First week back,
Yes.
How does it feel?
It feels good. Feels like I'm rusty, but, you know, it's taking a few days to get used to it again.
It's hard to believe that just a few months ago, he was fully paralyzed. Donnie was on an off-roading trip in Arkansas when the stroke hit. It just so happened that the University of Arkansas was developing a surgery specifically for spinal strokes. The procedure had yet to be successful, though, until Donnie. He walked out of the hospital less than a week later. Now doctors will monitor his heart for the next 2 years as they study his case.
Well, they're just trying to catch to anything irregular to see if they can pinpoint what caused it, but as at this time, they don't know.
He's not taking his second lease on life lightly. As Donnie returns to his service to the community, he also hopes to serve other stroke patients through the research into his success.
We were talking last time about the lesson to take away from all of this. Have
Yes.
you considered that any further?
Yes, yeah. I don't sweat the small things.
He's now working with doctors in Oklahoma City to develop the same surgery that helped him.
I thought life was over at that time, at that point in time. You know, to get a second chance, it means a lot.
Donnie still doesn't fully understand why this profound experience happened to him, but he's taking away from it a determination to never give up.
330 Southwest, show me 10-8.
These are just some of the faces of Native Americans who were reported murdered or missing in Oklahoma. Their cases remain unsolved. And like most of us, one mother didn't know about the problem until it hit home.
And I woke up knowing that something was wrong.
On August 27, 2016, Kim Merriman learned her daughter Emily Morgan and Emily's friend Ty Elix had been shot in the head in a car near McAllister. 23-year-old Emily, a member of the Choctaw tribe, was raising a 6-year-old son and had dreams of being on TV.
I always thought she was going to, and she is, but not for the right reason.
2 years and hundreds of tips to the OSBI later, the murder case is still unsolved.
I've had my hopes up a million times for them to just be shattered.
The Department of Justice reports Indigenous women face murder rates 10 times higher than the national average, but there's not an exact number of cases because some are not listed as Native and missing persons aren't always reported. Merriman knows 2 neighbors whose children were murdered just in the 2 years since Emily died, and now she's part of a support group of families who understand her pain.
And in other people's cases that I know, whenever somebody comes up missing and they go and report it, then they get things like, oh, she probably just got drunk and, you know, she'll be home in a few days.
She doesn't believe there will be change until agencies take those reports seriously. The Native Alliance Against Violence says many of the murdered and missing cases are tied to the disproportionate rates of domestic and sexual violence against Indigenous women. So they're rallying all tribes to raise awareness and resources to seek answers.